Angels. It's your girl Shamika with For God's Glory. Welcome back to Motivational Monday. So today we are not going to be discussing Mr. Joel Osteen. I'm sorry to disappoint you. We're actually going to be talking about mustard seed faith. I have an article from Mr. Jack Wellman entitled Mustard Seed Faith, Meaning and Life Lessons. Now I know a lot of us have heard the term mustard seed. We use it, when we speak, have faith as big as a mustard seed or have faith as small as a mustard seed. I guess it depends on how you use it. So I really want to discuss what the mustard seed is. A lot of times, I know for me growing up, I kind of just say things naturally because I heard it. Or, just it's like a routine, you just say things. And I started to think like, what is the mustard seed? So we're going to find out right now. All right, so mustard trees have been found in various locations throughout the world. Even though it's one of the smallest seeds, the trees can grow up to 20 feet tall and 20 feet wide. The tree can grow in arid, dry climates and thrive even in clay or sandy soil. It can grow in hot, dry weather or cool, wet climates. I see the mustard seed as being symbolic of faith in that our faith can be tested in the dry times. This is good. The most difficult of circumstances, drought, poor soil, and in clay or sandy ground. Also, even if the tree is cut down to the trunk, it can grow back again. So the analogy is that even during times of pruning, the believer can overcome and come back stronger than ever, just like the mustard tree that's been severely pruned, and even if only a tiny bit of faith remains. This is awesome. The mustard tree is drought tolerant, and if we have faith even the size of a tiny mustard seed, we too can tolerate the dry times in our lives, the difficult growing seasons of a Christian, and even when we are planted in poor soil, we can still grow, even if we only have a small amount of faith. Incidentally, the mustard tree has many uses. The leaves can be made into, you guessed it, mustard. The tree can produce edible salts. Some have used the small branches as toothbrushes. The leaves have been shown to prevent tooth decay and alleviate tooth aches. Sorry for that. The implications of this tree are not lost in a dead and decaying world. Sorry, I'm just a little amazed by it all. So sorry for the little tongue twisters I had there. But yeah, this is very interesting. It makes me look at the mustard seed completely different. Now, before we go into some of the scriptures that are in the Bible about the mustard seed, I just wanted to give a little testimony. For me, I'm sorry, just washed my hair and it's like dripping all over the place, so sorry about that. All right, so I know a testimony for me, just one of many, is my current season. As I mentioned in my last video, I've been out of work since December, and it's been a trying time, but I know my cousin asked me one day, she's like, how are you making a living every day? And I just pointed up, like, God. It's honestly God that has gotten me through everything. Like, my bills have been paid, I've been traveling, I've been going on vacations, going out to dinner. You would never know that I was like financially, not doing so well, but I did have faith the size of a mustard seed, and I knew, God had so much in store for me. One of my favorite sayings is, the best is yet to come, and I truly, truly believe that. I have such expectancy that my future is so bright, that there's so much in store, that I'm going to be, blessed and then be a blessing to others. It's exciting, honestly, to get up and just see what God's going to do. In the past, I would always want a screenshot of everything. I've mentioned that once before in regards to my husband. I always say, Lord, if you just give me a little screenshot or a snapshot of my husband, I'll just chill until I see him, But it's something exciting about not knowing and really just going through the process. And that is really where your faith is tested. Because if I knew everything, I wouldn't need that faith. Because it's like, oh, whatever. God's already going to do this, So prayer and faith just go a long way. I know I'm always speaking about faith. I named my car Faith. I live by faith, not by sight. But anyway, so back to my testimony. I'm slowly transitioning out of this difficult financial season. As mentioned before, I'm starting a new job. I'm going to be coaching soon. I'm going to be going to school. It's like God has definitely been lining things up for me. And I just wanted to encourage you all to not give up. Do not give up that faith. Trust in God, no matter what, no matter how challenging, how difficult the time is. And also make sure you praise in the middle of your trial. Like, that's something I had to do. Like, I knew There were some days I didn't have change for $1. I didn't have $5, but, God made a way. He always makes a way. If he did it before, he can do it again. Same God right now, same God back then. I always, sing that as a reminder. Okay, so on to some of the scriptures in the Bible that discuss the mustard seed. In Matthew 17:20, Jesus said, "Because you have so little faith, truly I tell you, if you have faith like a grain of a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." Nothing's impossible for us. We have the strength of God. God is always with us, no matter what we do, no matter where we go. Just always remember that when you feel like you're alone and that you're doing it all by yourself. God doesn't give us more than we can handle. And I just want you to remember that. Okay, what else do we have here? Matthew 6:30. "You have little faith, why are you so afraid? If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you, you of little faith?" Matthew 14:31. Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. "You of little faith," he said, "why did you doubt?" One of the things I always say is, if you're going to pray, why worry? You can't worry and pray. It just doesn't go. You have to have that faith and trust, and you can't doubt the Lord. Jeremiah 29:11. I know I've said it before, and I'll say it again because one of my favorite scriptures. The Lord wants to prosper us. Does not want to harm us. He wants to give us hope in a future. Always remember that. So if there's ever any doubt, that's the devil messing with your head. Just rebuke it, surrender it to God, and just let him fix it. Honestly, that's been one of my simplest prayers lately. I just say, "Fix it, Jesus," or "Help." Because there's some situations that I'm currently in and I don't know what to do. And instead of overthinking it and stressing myself out, I'm just like, "Lord, fix it." And also when we get in the way, we tend to mess things up. We're getting in our own way. We're getting in God's way. Just let God do what God does. All right. Do I have any other ones? Oh, this is a good one. Jesus said to doubting Thomas, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." John 20:29. I admit it's hard to believe when we can't see something, but I must believe in him, even though my eyes don't see him. That is what faith is all about. It only takes a tiny amount of faith to move mountains. My faith is only as strong as the object of my faith. The object is Jesus Christ, who is God. Omnipotent, all-powerful, omnipresent, present everywhere, and all-knowing. Sorry for that little pause. I'm just taking it all in, honestly, and this is confirming actually a video that I watched earlier today about having faith even when you're not seeing results. Thank you, Siobhan, for sending me that. Even with me, some of the things I do, you wonder, is it really reaching people? Are you wasting your time? Maybe because you're not getting the views or the likes or whatever situation you're in. Just keep working at it. Even if no one else is viewing it, God is. And that's my ultimate purpose in life, is to please God, not anyone else. And I have to remind myself of that. Faith the size of a mustard seed. Mustard seed faith. I hope this motivated and encouraged you all. Please leave a question, comment. If you'd like to share personal testimony, that God got you out of, I would be more than happy to read it. And I'm sure our viewers will as well. All right, well, until next time, I will see you all soon. God bless. Bye-bye.